Hi, I'm Chad, and you're watching Squarebody Stuff. All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know it's been a couple weeks since I put a video out. Of course, if you're watching this 5 years down the road, that's not going to matter. But for you guys that kind of keep up on my videos, I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. You can even hit that join button and get a membership. Not a whole lot of perks, but there's a few perks. For 99 cents a month, you can join that. I guess while I'm trying to get money out of you guys, go ahead at my merch website, squarebodystuff.shop. And you can see the shirts hanging up over there. And these hats, yours will be much cleaner. We've got some stickers, and a few of them are on the truck. But anyhow, go check that out, squarebodystuff.shop. Now, while I've been busy trying to keep things going around here, outside of the shop, I've been gathering some parts. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And also I want to touch base on the tailgate throwdown. Now, I've mentioned this event before. Me and Ryan Wing from Streetcar Chronicles YouTube channel and a few others have been helping out in the background. We appreciate that. It's an event we put together. It's an all-truck drag race. We had it scheduled earlier this spring, like a month and a half ago, and then we had to reschedule because of the rain. And it was actually supposed to be this weekend, May 31st, June 1st. But again, the weather is looking too sketchy for us to have it, so we're going to postpone it. As of right now, until I think Monday evening, we've got a poll up on our Facebook page, the Tailgate Throwdown Facebook group page, to go vote on when we should have our next date. We've got 2 dates up there, second weekend in July, I believe, and second weekend in October. So hopefully we can get some good weather on down the road and take old Squeaky down there and show some people, yeah, you can drag race a granny low 4-speed with a stroked out 305 and 14 bolt half or 3/4 ton rear end. Yeah, it's going to be a good show when we ever get to it. All right, so I want to do a real quick update on what we got going on the table here for this big block for cream puff. So we've got some core plugs, we've got all sorts of parts. We got a couple crankshafts to choose from, we got some cylinder heads, a couple sets of rods, I got a camshaft, something else in that bucket, and some roller rockers. So I just want to share with you guys that we do have some parts coming in, and I've had some parts on the shelf for years and years for this project, so stay tuned for that. Let's pull this power steering gearbox off old Squeaky, put this manual one on there. Now, a couple of reasons why I'm doing this is weight savings. I know there's, the power steering box is heavier. Of course, you got the power steering pump. Also, not running a power steering pump frees up a little horsepower. We went to the dyno a while back when we first got this engine running, and we actually pulled the belts off. Now, we didn't pull just the power steering off to see what it would help as far as horsepower. We pulled water pump, alternator, and power steering, and I think that gained us around 10 to 15 horsepower if I remember right. Power steering, it should alone, as far as horsepower wise, free up, maybe 5 horsepower. But then again, weight loss, all that kind of stuff, less stuff going on the front of the engine, less brackets and belts and all that stuff. I believe it's 75 or 76. And this is a manual steering box. I've got a new pitman arm on it. Cleaned it up, painted it kind of a bronze black something or other color. Something I just had on a shelf, and it looked like it looks good. I like it. All right, let's get the steering column disconnected from it. I have to pull this bolt completely out because the spline shaft has a deal machined out for this bolt to ride in to keep it from sliding off if the bolt does just happen to be loose. And apparently it's long-winded. There's a pry bar in here. get it off there as far as I can. There we go. Not sure if we're going to be able to get it all the way off there because the steering column's not collapsing far enough. Okay, see if we can get these bad boys busted loose. Well, that was easy on that one. Does that mean we're going to fight this one? Nope. Wow. Thank you, Squeaky. Once you get them broke loose, I like to use a crow's foot. You can get a better bite on it, but after you get them broke loose, you can use an open end. It makes it a little easier. Alright, I've got just a cap, vacuum cap. Go over that, hope keep some of that leak to a bare minimum. And same with this one. Okay, next thing we're going to do, get this cotter pin off. If I remember right, I've already replaced this pitman arm for the power steering. But the pitman arm for the power steering unit and the pitman arm for the manual steering is different somehow. And hopefully this will break loose. Let's see if we can bust it loose with a hammer. Or maybe we should use a puller like you're supposed to. Okay, well, I was trying to get the puller on there and it's free. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys seen that or not. It's already freed up. So there we go. All we got to do is I can't get it to go down far enough. I guess if I jacked it up, it might go down far enough. But once we get the bolts loose for the steering box, I can lift it up out of there, and then once we go with the new one in, just slide it in there before we get it bolted to the frame. The bolts for the power steering box should be a 5/8. One. That was easy to get to, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm not sure. This way you get these others. See if I can get two from the top. Now, if you can see me up here. Got the top one. Straight shot from up top. And a wire socket would probably be better, but there's that one. Now the manual box has only got 3. Just got one more left, and this dude will be out of here. Okay, there's the last bolt. Yeah, I got it hanging by the pitman arm right now. I'll get around here where little easier. Okay, there's that. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you know how sometimes I can nerd out over the weight savings things on this truck. You know, the lighter I can get them, the faster it's going to be, because I think the rule of thumb is for every 100 pounds is a 1/10 off your time. So I've got my handy dandy fish scale up here, which I'm not a fisherman. This is part scale, not a fish scale. It's a part scale. We'll weigh the power steering box, see what it weighs, and then weigh the manual steering box. Let's see if I can get this to stay on there. Not coming off, which obviously it's dripping oil everywhere, but we won't worry about that. All right, we are at 34.11. Not sure if you can see that. It's 34 pounds, 11 ounces. I'll show you later, after we get the power steering pump and all that off the engine, I'll show you a grand total of how much weight we're saving. Let's get these belts off here, at least the power, or the alternator belt off. Got to get it out of the way so I can get the power steering belt off. Oh, okay. Now, it's just a matter of, I think, a couple bolts, if I remember right. I just put this thing together not too long ago. Now let's switch to something a little faster. Oops, wrong way. And that's right, I got some special shims. Oop, there went the bolt. There's the belt. Oops. Okay, here we go. Now I got my measurement. I'm gonna go right on the whiteboard, do a little math, then we'll see what the weight difference is between manual and power steering. I'm gonna make you wait for the measurement. Let's put this thing back together. All right, I need to put a header bolt back in. I put some blue Loctite on it. Hopefully I can get it in there. Let's see if we can get this splined in there. At least started. And then on our pitman arm. Okay, there it goes. We'll tap it on the rest of the way once we get our bolts in, which they are coated with some blue Loctite also. There we go, there's a bolt hole. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but one bolt on the power steering box and one bolt on this manual steering box had this spacer. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, don't have any idea why they've got the spacers on them. I know the four-wheel drives, I think the four-wheel drives have all four spacers, but I may be wrong there. Anyhow, not really sure what they are. Maybe it just makes it easier to get to the bolt once it's in there in the frame. But it goes to the lower rear bolt hole. That's basically what I was going to get to. That's where it goes. If you get lost on the two-wheel drives, it goes to the lower rear towards the cab bolt hole. Which that's on this manual steering box, that's all it's got on the rear side of it. Okay, I just run them down with the impact, but I am using a torque wrench on these. They're a grade 8 7/16 coarse thread bolt. I just looked up the specs for that rather than try to look up the specs for a manual steering box. Sport torque speculations. Rather than look for the manual steering box torque specification, I just looked up the bolt. So I torqued them to 60 foot-pounds. They got blue Loctite. We got to put our pitman arm nut and cotter pin in, and our steering shaft needs to be pushed down a little bit more. We're gonna get our pitman arm nut on here and get it torqued down to tight, and make sure the cotter pin hole lines up. Manual steering box is in, everything's tightened up. So let's go see how much weight we've saved. All right, so here's the numbers. I had to go to a website to convert ounces to decimal points. So our steering box, the power steering box, is 34 pounds, 11 ounces. Converted it over. Here's the weight for the manual steering box, and the difference is 15 pounds, 13 ounces. Now this next number is how much the power steering pump and belt and hardware involved with that. It was 14.5 pounds, or 14 pounds 8 ounces. So and you can see the math. Minus that, get this, add this to it, and that's the combined weight savings of what we pulled off of Squeaky. Just the weight savings alone, I'm happy with it. And the horsepower gain is, 5 to 7 maybe horsepower, so that's positive gains. Now it's not going to drive as nice because Squeaky had really nice power steering. It's pretty much one finger steering. Well, thanks again for watching. Thank y'all for hanging out, seeing me try to make small improvements to Squeaky. Maybe one of these days we'll actually make him a really fast truck, but you never know. But then again, Cream Puff might end up faster because of the old big block we're building for him. So we've got that to look forward to. I've got plenty of stuff going on this channel. Sometimes it may take me a little bit in between videos, but I've got plenty of stuff to work on. So don't worry about that. We will have content. Hopefully it's good content and you guys appreciate it. All right, that's enough of all that. Till next time, y'all keep your square bodies rolling. We'll catch you later.